outrageous percentage as usual, and he's just being great. Donovan Mitchell drives on KD, kicks it out to Conley. Conley fakes, tries to drive on Dragic, almost loses it. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell, guarded by Dragic, and Dragic takes a foul. Yeah, which was strange.
We in the building.
Yep.
Critical Thoughts, episode 2.
We're going to give you the end of the Utah Nets game, and then we'll get into some bunch of stuff. A lot of stuff going on. Willa Pro NBA, last couple of weeks of the regular season. We're in the middle of March Madness heaven.
Facts.
Yeah, we went from 68 to 16 teams left. We're at the Sweet 16 now. A couple of surprises there. We got NFL free agency. We're right before the draft.
And for the newcomers, this is Critical Thoughts with Adam, Neil, and the co-host, me, of course. Episode 2. Y'all go watch episode 1. It was a pilot episode.
Yep.
It was pretty long and dragged, but we had some fun.
We had some fun time.
We're working on the way. So by the time we get to like episode 5, we're going to be up and running. You see it. Your favorite nigga, your favorite white boy, we in the building. Shout out to everybody on YouTube World, Facebook Live, Instagram, all of that. Brooklyn, we in the building.
So right now we got Brooklyn up 8 over Utah in a critical game for the Nets. Bruce Brown trapped in the backcourt. Good pass to Dragic. Dragic in the front court. And he throws it away with a minute left. He had Durant open for the alley-oop and he just launched it too high. Utah's making this game scary for the Nets. The Nets can't make anything easy. They're up 8, a minute left. Donovan Mitchell driving down the lane. He loses it. Picked up. Oh, and they called the bailout foul. Mitchell lost the ball, and they just bailed him out.
In my opinion, this game is done, and Nets is going to win first 100 against it. It's 112 to 103.
Yeah, but the game was they were just up 18 with 3.5 minutes left. Yeah, that's what they call it. You were up 18 with 3.5 minutes left. Now it's down to 8 with Donovan Mitchell at the foul line. This game's getting scary for the Nets.
So only a few seconds.
57 seconds left. Utah down 8. The Nets were just up like 16. And they just threw the ball away, missed shot, 3-pointer, dunk.
He has made 24 straight free throws.
Donovan Mitchell at the line just cuts in 7.
To 7. It was as large as 21.
The Nets had a 21-point lead in midway through the fourth quarter. It could be an epic collapse here by the Nets. Nets down up 7 with 57 seconds to go. I'm going to give the end of this game play-by-play. Mitchell at the foul line. Second shot is good. Down 6.
Normally we're going to be giving y'all full game, at least one game play-by-play.
Oh, yeah.
We're a little late on this tonight.
So Brown inbounds to Durant. Foul on Mitchell. Bruce Brown. They had one to give.
That was a good foul. Yeah, they had one foul to do it again.
This is dangerous. Passing in front of your own basket.
Yeah. You know, teams have really been trapping Durant too, which is forcing him to pass a lot, but he still somehow managed to get like 38 points in this game.
Which is smart because they know he's going to be the one to close out.
Especially with Kyrie not playing. They're trapping him. Seth Curry sprained his ankle in this game. He's out of defense. Okay, so they're going to play straight up defense here.
Yeah.
45 seconds to go. Man-to-man, Bruce Brown over to Durant. Durant top of the key. Durant crossover to Dugai. Here comes the double. Durant crosses back over. Lobs it up. Nick Claxton slams it down with 37 seconds left in Durant.
That happened because Gobert was not in position where he was supposed to be. He got caught by a switch with Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and once he crossed him over and went down the lane, it was all she wrote. Durant with another assist. Durant should be closing in on a triple-double here, too.
Yo, shout out to Amari Stoudemire. He's a part of the Nets, coaching staff.
Yeah, you know, Steve Nash's boy.
Facts. Good point.
Oh, look at the beautiful lob. Durant to Claxton. Claxton games at home. Nets go back up 8, 37 seconds left, and now again it could breathe a little bit easy right now. That was a big possession. Look at Durant. They double-teamed him, and he still crossed Gobert and got free. You can't even double-team this guy. Durant shooting an outrageous percentage again this game, like 15 out of like 22 or something like that. The guy's just phenomenal. If it wasn't for that injury and all this other nonsense going on with the Nets and trades and Kyrie having to sit out and injuries, he could be MVP. I still think he should be an MVP runner. He's been outstanding this season, Kevin Durant. You know, whenever they need a bucket or just a big
He's
game
clutch.
from
Always
somebody
been
there.
clutch. By the way, tonight we're gonna go through some NBA news, some NCAA. You know, we're in the middle of March Madness. Some NFL free agency. My man Adam, you know, he's a whiz at that.
Pull up the standings. I want to see the standings. Because I think one thing with the NBA, I was looking in the West, I think Minnesota is tied with Denver now, between 6 and 7. You know, Denver's starting to be, without Murray and Porter, they're starting to fade a little bit. They're starting to, like, not have everything they need. It wears on you. So Mitchell shoots a long three, no good. Durant with the rebound, 30 seconds left. Nets up 8. Oh, almost a steal by Mitchell. Over to James Johnson. They may get it over half court. Dragic.
Shout out to Dragic.
Dragic's been solid.
To the Dragon.
Yeah, the Dragon. Oh, Dragon drives, kicks it out. Claxton over to Bruce Brown. They're just running the clock. Yeah, this game's over. Dragic's going to shoot a 3. No good. Claxton fights for the rebound. Wastes some time. Game's over. 7 seconds left. Nets by 8. Utah ball. This one's a wrap.
So as far as the standings, we got in the East, we got the Heat at first. We got the Bucks at second. 76 is third. Celtics 4th. Bulls at 5. Cavs at 6. Raptors came up at 7, and that's right behind at 8. The Hornets at 9. Hawks 10.
I just want to see how close they are. Okay, so the Nets are 3 games. Going into tonight, the Nets are 3 games behind the Raptors and 4 behind Cleveland. That'll go to 2.5 and 3.5 after the games tonight. Now take a quick look. The Sixers and Celtics are actually tied for 3rd. The Celtics ran the Nuggets out of the building last night.
Sidebar, shout out to my boys, the Knicks at 12. Man, we trying to make that play.
Do they have a chance, the Knicks? Let's see.
I don't know. Tell me.
The Knicks are 5 games behind the Hawks. Not looking too good. 5 games with about 11 to go. I mean, they're not out of it. They'd have to probably win, like, the Knicks need to go, like, 10-1 in the last 11
That's a
games.
fact. But let me give this 3 news,
Go ahead.
just in case y'all don't know, I'm a big Knicks fan. That's my
Knicks
team.
fan right here.
Born in Brooklyn, New York. I ain't gonna switch. I bleed blue and orange. But this year's been rough, man. Tom Thibodeau, I love Tim. Tom, sorry, but it was good last year, but his whole approach kind of seems outdated to the way the game is going today.
I'm going to counter that, but go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, but with the team he has, I also feel Julius Randle is, I can't say fully a problem because he improved last year, but I feel his game, I feel like he still hasn't found his game truly, and he constantly does these bad passes, and like his driving game is, like, it's not complete. I feel like he doesn't know fully what his position is and what he wants to do. Salute to the young boys, Emmanuel Quickly, Grimes, Jericho. Mitch has been having a good year. R.J. Barrett.
R.J. Barrett's a real player.
He's the future.
He's definitely a real player.
Shout out to Zion fans. Good luck with that. R.J. Barrett's the future. I said him in quickly.
What about Cam Reddish? I think he got hurt.
Cam Reddish got hurt. He's out for the rest of the season. I was mad when we got that trade, and
you didn't like Knox for Reddish?
No, I did. I love the trade. Shout out to Kevin Knox. He held it down. But it was like Tom wasn't really trying to give him a chance, and then he got his first 5 minutes. He went crazy. Then he earned like 8 minutes because R.J. Barrett got an injury. That game, he showed out. I feel like he's a great player. He just needs to find a really good system and a place that fits him. I feel New York could fit him, depending on how it goes next year. But him and R.J. Barrett play well. They play together in college. The Knicks need a lot of help as far as plays and how they're going to run the system. They got a lot of young players that's hungry, won't be topping.
The thing with them, they got a lot of young players that need the ball. Quickly, Barrett, Reddish.
Yeah.
Reddish is the type of guy, he needs to be able to take 15 shots.
Right.
And if you don't feel comfortable with him playing that much, he gets it. I notice when he gets in the game, he just wants to shoot.
He has a good driving game. He
wants to shoot, like, not just shoot threes. Like, he wants to shoot or drive, or he wants to take shots.
He's a scorer.
Yeah,
he's a scorer.
So sometimes, that can be good if they need it, but if they got other guys in the flow, it can kind of like throw everything out of whack when one guy gets
But
in
the
like
only
that.
reason I even
But he's talented.
He brought up a great point. But the only reason I even say I feel like the big issue is Tom. I keep saying Tom Thibodeau, because we have teams that are kind of like the way the NBA is going, especially this year. A lot of young guys is running it. They're showing out. They're proving to a lot of other teams that a group of young guys can actually make a team good. Perfect example, the Cavaliers. And I feel like the Knicks have a lot of great talent when it comes to young players, but the system is not there.
I'll tell you the difference.
Shout out to Kenny. He actually became the coach he actually went to a college team. I think it's Alabama. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But he was one of the assistant coaches in the Knicks, and he just got a gig to be the head coach of
Not Alabama.
But it's something like that. But shout out to him. But regardless, I feel we have a great core. Of course, we need to do some trades. I feel we need to get rid of some of these vets, which Tom Thibodeau holds on to. I feel like Burks, he needs to go.
Burks had a rough season this year compared to last year. He was very good. The problem the Knicks had this year was Derrick Rose got hurt.
Yeah.
And he was running the points. So, like, besides him, they don't really have a floor general point guard. Kemba Walker got shut down.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing well. So now you got Quickly and Barrett.
He wasn't playing well for a couple of games, and then he showed out and kind of proved why he's Kemba Walker. But Tom was just like, I don't know, it was like friction there, and then he just decided to sit out the rest of the season.
They want to go with young guys, but the thing is that they
I don't
got...
think so, because Tom doesn't play the young guys.
He plays Quickly, plays R.J. Barrett, he plays Obi Toppin.
He just started playing Obi really. The manual is coming in because a lot of, like, the only reason for these past maybe 5 games that you've seen a lot of young players play is because we've had injuries in those positions. Yeah, because Nern's been out, Gibson's been out.
Yeah.
Mitchell, can't run him all 45 minutes, so he has sends in, which I feel he should have been having him play because he's a great.
But I mean, you got Noel and you got Mitchell Robinson, and then you got Toppin. It's not where you gonna fit Sims in.
Toppin is more of a forward,
I guess, but in the new NBA, he's kind of like a 5. He's like a
yeah, he
mix.
could be.
Yeah,
But I feel
definitely,
like the
yeah.
backup for Mitch should be Gibson and Sims.
Well, it is. But Tim Gibson's out.
But
Sometimes you do need a couple of vets to play with these young guys just to keep
that's
them
important.
going.
So I want to keep somebody like Gibson, but Noel.
No, Gibson will be gone next year, and Noel, yeah, and Noel, I don't know what his contract
he's
is.
gone. He's
But he might be gone. But I think, yeah, okay, I think he's a free agent, and then Burks, I don't know his contract status. Kemba is definitely, if they can get rid of Kemba, they will. The Knicks have a couple of other guys, like they have some guy, they have that rookie second round pick, McBride.
Young
They didn't
boys,
play.
McBride
They
was
didn't
going
play him.
crazy in the G League. I think his biggest game was 28 points.
He should be playing right now,
Yes,
McBride.
because he's, what's crazy, the way.
But that's not Thibodeau. That's also the GM. If they got him in the G League, that's not really Thibodeau.
No, well, one of the reasons they had him in the G League is because we had too much guards.
Yeah.
Tom, at one point, when Rose got hurt and Kemba was out, I don't know why, but Tom decided to have Burks on the point. Then he tested out with
Quickly and
Quickly, which Quickly to me, he's one of like those Kyrie AI type of players. Like you have him
He's
at
not
the
a point guard.
but he's better at a 2.
He's not a point guard. He reminds me of Lou Williams. He's like a shooting
Great comparison.
sixth-man type of guard off the bench. He can play a little point, but he's more of a shooting guard. Yeah, he's more
Shout out to
shooting.
Crawford. He just announced that he's retiring today.
Yeah, Jay Crossover, 42 years old, still looks like he's 27. Yeah, he was a fun player.
He's
Jay Crossover. He made everything look beautiful.
He's literally what we like to call a walking bucket.
Walking mixtape.
Yeah, but back to what I'm saying, the Knicks. I love my Knicks. I feel last year.
I don't want to blame Thibodeau. Let me just chime in here. I don't want to blame Thibodeau. I think they don't have the right roster assembled yet. I feel like they just got some of the best players they could get, and they put it together, but they don't have like the setup yet where everyone's positions are defined. And I just think Thibodeau's been doing the best with a roster that's not that good. And if Julius Randle's your number one player, I don't see him as that mostly anywhere else. He's got skills. Let me just say this: Julius Randle has some talent. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
He can handle the basketball. He's a tease. But the thing is, he doesn't have the mindset of a true leader. That's the problem.
He has to be a third option.
Yeah.
A second option.
I don't even like him as a second option.
Yeah.
Because he'll be too busy trying to be the first option. He has to realize maybe he's the third guy on a team. But, you know, he wants to be LeBron. You can tell he wants to do like LeBron does. Get assists, rebounds, score, take a lot of shots, make passes for buckets. He wants to do a lot. RJ Barrett's been able to fit in where he gets in because he's kind of one of those slow risers. He reminds me of the guys like Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler. I was just going to say that. Those guys that slowly get better every year and you don't notice it until all of a sudden you're like, damn.
And I don't know if I brought this
When
up
did
to
this
you
happen?
about
RJ
10
Barrett's
years
one of those
ago,
guys.
but I know for a fact, I was telling one of my boys, RJ's the future, no matter how you look at it. Because when I was looking at him in college, when he was in that team design and Cam, RJ he's one of those players that he's going to only get better throughout the years.
Yeah,
And he's one of those, he's an IQ player, and he's very fundamental savvy and all that, but he's a great player. And I know, to me, if I was the GM at the Knicks, I would look at him as the future, and I would build
They
him
are.
on him.
That's what they're looking to do. Another guy they like who's hurt, who I liked a lot who you drafted, is Quentin Grimes. The kid out of Houston.
Quentin Grimes could be.
He's a nice shooter. He's not a first or second best player on the team, but he's a nice piece to
He
have.
could be today's Houston. He could be today's Houston.
Yeah, he got that type of potential. He doesn't even have to be that good, but he could, which is still good. He's a good plus player, Quentin Grimes. Quickly is a guy who I like, but I would trade him. I would also trade him if the right trade came along for a known star, like somebody who's already established.
All right, so that's a good point. So I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel the Knicks need? Like, say when it comes to the free agency,
I would go after Damian Lillard. That's the guy I think.
So you feel the Knicks will benefit getting a great point guard?
Yeah, I think Lillard is perfect for New York. I think he's a big shot guy. I think you'll know who the pecking order. Now, Lillard would be at the top of the pecking order for now. RJ would be like a number 2. I might try to dump Randle in the trade.
I would dump Randle.
You're going to have to give up stuff. So you're going to have to give up quickly. If you want to keep Barrett, right? Let's say you want to get Lillard and you want to keep Barrett, which is going to be hard to do because Portland's going to ask for Barrett.
But
Portland is going to ask for Barrett in a Lillard trade. I'm just being honest with you. They be out of their mind. You can see that. They definitely going to happen. What you have to do is try to give them, not give them Barrett, and feed them something else good. Now Randall's somebody they're not really gonna want. They're gonna want quickly.
Who's good at the 4?
They're gonna want Toppin. If you don't give up Barry, you're gonna have to give up quickly and Toppin and a first-round pick and some salary. So you might have to give up Randall too, because you're gonna have to match salary. You're gonna have to give up young
The
talent.
Knicks got the money for it. I feel like I'm agreeing with you 100% on that. Quickly,
Randall, Toppin.
But if we give up Randall, we keep the top.
Yeah, but see, Randall's just there for money. They don't really care about Randall.
So we could give up Cam, we could give him Fournier, we could.
Fournier they don't care about. He's a 31-year-old swingman. They don't care about him. They're rebuilding. You gotta remember, Portland's rebuilding.
McBride?
Yeah, okay, so you might have to go quickly.
McBride.
A first-round pick, Randall, maybe 2 first-round picks.
And that's it.
Maybe. Because you also have to remember other teams are going to be interested in this. So there's going to be kind of like an auction. So you're going to have to outbid.
But we also heard 2 teams that Damian Lillard really likes and is interested in. It's the Knicks and the Lakers.
That's great, but he's under contract with Portland, so you have to trade for him.
How many years is left on his contract?
You'd have to check. You can check that on your phone. That's what I'm saying. Like, to get a guy like Lillard, Knicks fans have always been delusional like this. They always think they could give up junk for a superstar. So I have to check you on that.
No.
You can't give up junk for a superstar.
I agree on that.
And Portland will want RJ Barrett. And like that's who they're going to ask for. When you call them about Lillard, they're going to say, so RJ Barrett and who? Who else are you going to give us besides RJ?
Right.
That's what they're going to say. Now, the Knicks have to be swift about this and understand that they're not trying to give up RJ. So you might have to give up quickly and Toppin. You might have to. You're gonna have to give him something.
But if we, alright, but
Okay, so Lillard
have
is
more
signed.
value
Okay, so
given
Lillard
him.
is signed for a few years, so he's not even close to a free agent.
yeah, so we could do a trade because they was gonna do a trade in free agency this year.
See,
but
the thing they'll like is that Randall's contract is going. Pull up Randall's contract real quick.
he has one more year left.
Okay, so they'll like that because then they can open up cap value after this 1 year of Randall.
So in all honesty, they can give a Randall
But see,
quickly, Grimes.
McBride. No, you might have to give up Grimes. I
But
read
what would be smart, to be honest with you, for the Knicks to find a way to keep Randall. Find a way to keep Barrett and keep Obi, so he could play with Dame.
Okay, so you
And
want
then
to.
a
So, okay,
backup-
so we're gonna do this.
Then a backup of Obi or whatever it is for that four.
I got
you
it.
can have Cam.
I got it. This is what they're gonna do. Get him Randall.
Let's go.
You're gonna take one or two guys back too. You're gonna give up Randall. You're gonna give up quickly. You're gonna give up maybe Grimes.
Randall quickly Grimes.
Let me.
Don't you think that's enough though?
Let me see something. Put up the ESPN trade tracker thing so we can match this out salary wise. Because the Knicks might have another like young vet type of guy. Might be Cam Reddish in this deal too.
Quick thing though, like I'm kind of. We just got. I don't know his name. White boy came from
Spain?
What?
From the team? What's he?
I don't know, but he's nice. He hit a three. I went to the Garden last Wednesday to go see him against the Blazers. Ironically, we talking about the Blazers. And Garden went crazy when he got 2 minutes and hit a three. I forgot his name, but I'm gonna bring it up in a few. Here's the trade
All right, there we go.
But he's dope.
Let's see this. Hold on. I'm
The Knicks. I feel like the Knicks should take the approach that Cleveland took, that the Hawks took, that the Raptors took. Worked on the young boys.
Yeah, you could do that. You got it. Randall's not the right veteran to bring up these young guys.
But the only reason I keep bringing up Tom is like I feel like he's just running down his plays, and then when you seen before these players got injured, he was running. R.G. Barrett was playing 45 plus.
No, he wasn't playing 45.
Yeah, he was.
He was playing like 40 minutes. You know what? These guys are soft now. They're soft now. They're not playing 45 plus every night. No, he's not doing that. But I'm gonna look it up. Trust me, I know the numbers good. If you weren't playing him 45 minutes per night, his game's only 48 minutes. So you didn't tell me they was playing 46 minutes in 2 minutes.
No. But he was running up the numbers.
Too bad. You're 23 years old. You get paid millions of dollars to play basketball. If my coach wants to play, I don't care. 40 minutes, play it. Shut up and be happy that you're playing. So like these fucking pussies, I'm gonna go off right now. These pussies that always wanna, they're playing in too many minutes. I didn't like Thibodeau. You just don't like Thibodeau for whatever reason. You don't like him, and you're just making excuses. The NBA basketball players need to fucking play some minutes. How about you play some goddamn minutes? How about you play 38 fucking minutes if the coach wants you to, and shut the fuck up? Because you're making $20 million a year. Nobody cares. Nobody cares you're playing 38 minutes, you're playing too many minutes. So suck it up, and lucky that you're even getting minutes, half of these bums.
Listen, I agree with that 100% because
running them down. These guys in their 20s,
but the only reason I say that because he was even doing that with Rose. He was doing that.
So what?
You know the man.
No, Derrick Rose was playing 25 minutes a game. See, now you're getting out of line. Derrick Rose is playing 25 minutes.
31 assists.
25. This whole too many minutes shit that really bothers me, man. You're an NBA basketball player, man.
Hold on. I agree with you 100%. I'm not disagreeing with you. But what I'm saying is, you've seen this with other teams. Like, having a rotation is important.
And he did have one. But these guys weren't that good. A lot of guys weren't playing good. So you have to bring different guys in because if this guy's in the rotation, he's not playing good, you're going to try somebody else.
But that's the thing.
There was no consistency from a lot of these inconsistent dudes they have.
Like
that have always been inconsistent.
Like it really took players to have injuries for him to start playing the plays.
You also got to understand something. He's at practice. He's watching guys in practice.
Of course.
So he's seen
He's
things that
mentioned
we're
that too in
not.
post games. He's mentioned that.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that, but I'm just saying he's seen guys like that we're not seeing. So we don't know what's going on with some of these guys. Like, you know what I mean?
But that goes to my example. He wasn't playing Brad at all. Fournier got injured. Brad came in, dropped 15. Then he was just like, okay, same thing with Obi. He wasn't really playing Obi a lot in the beginning of the season.
Sure.
Then Randall he got hurt a little bit. Gibson went out. Noel went out, and then he had to play Obi. It was his only option. And now you're seeing Obi flourish. That's the only reason I'm bringing up that he's not really processing the rotation the way he's supposed to. Because if you got to let these
Look
guys
at this
play.
roster.
They're young.
This is the thing. In the beginning of the season, the Knicks were expected to win. They made the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
so you have to understand that these young players, that's why they didn't play early in the season. He was playing vets because he wanted to win and keep up the playoff vibe. So it's understandable why he didn't play young guys. But as the season started to change and they weren't winning, he started playing more young guys. Which is
even the people that was kicking ass last year, like Emmanuel Quickly, he barely played him in the beginning of the season. He barely did.
Okay, so maybe Quickly wasn't playing that well. Can we look at some shooting? Last
Like
year,
McBride, he didn't play McBride till all the point guards went out.
Yeah,
but then McBride was leading in the G League for a point guard.
All right, that's the thing though. He's a rookie second-round pick. Teams don't like to go. Rookie second-round picks are not going to just be 100%
But
in
if
the
you need
rotation.
him, Rose was out, Kemba was out. We didn't have no legitimate point guards. So what he did was put Burks at a point guard. He put Emmanuel when he should have put McBride and used him. He was kicking ass as up. He was kicking ass in the G League.
I'm looking at the Knicks.
The best option was to put McBride in there.
So the Knicks are interesting because they have a lot of guys signed for actually a lot of years. They have Nerlens Noel. I don't know is this all this year? Because the Knicks have Nerlens Noel for 3 years. The Knicks have R.J. Barrett for 2, Kemba for 2, Julius Randle for 5, Fournier for 4.
Kevin Durant appreciated that. He knew that Nicholas Claxton.
Wow, the Knicks have a lot of guys under contract. It's like this whole team will be back next year. Everybody. There's no guy who's a free agent. Is what I'm looking at. So, with a trade with Portland to match Lillard's $40 million, I mean, who are they going to take?
What was we originally saying? We were saying Julius.
Let me see Portland's roster real quick. Nurkic is going to be a free agent.
It's another to
build
Josh Hart.
Beast. And he's been actually putting in numbers for the Blazers this season. Nurkic's always been a good player.
I got a trade. It's going to have to put some bodies back the other way. So we're going to go Damian Lillard and Justice Winslow,
which plays what position?
Small forward, goes to the Knicks. The Knicks are going to give up Julius Randle. They're going to give up Nerlens Noel. They're going to give up.
Don't forget about the intense music too.
I'm stuck now. Hold on. Fournier, Randall.
I told you they could give
Fournier. No. Randall, Fournier, Quickly.
Okay, dimming the lights.
Can't give him
Grimes, yeah. Randall, Fournier, Quickly, Grimes.
Everyone, and that means live from Tokyo. Good morning.
You can't. But Grimes is on a rookie contract, right?
Yeah, and it's not. It might not be. You can. You can trade with it. Okay, this is what the trade's gonna be. Lillard and Nasir Little.
Nasir Little plays what position?
He's like a wing guy.
Okay.
Lillard and Nasir Little for Randall, Fournier, Quickly. Grimes and 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, because I like if you give him more than 4 plays, it's good.
The only thing is, I don't even know because I don't know if they're gonna want that albatross of 4 years with Fournier. I'm thinking you might have to. I don't even know if the Knicks have the right pieces here to make a trade with them. It might have to be Randall, Derrick Rose, because it's only 3 years. Or actually, Kemba.
Kemba, bro.
Go get your Toyota today.
It'll be Randall, Kemba,
The Dave single is just a buck in the Wendy's app. Reg.
Cam Reddish, quickly. Cam Reddish, quickly. And it might have to be quickly, Reddish, and Toppin. And then you might have to get back, like so that's like 7, 12. Derrick Rose is 25, Randall 46. So you're gonna have to get back. You'll get back a young player too. So you give that up and you get Lillard, and you'll get Drew Eubanks and Nazir Little. And you're gonna have to give up. This is what you're gonna have to give up. You're gonna get Nazir Little, Drew Eubanks, and Lillard for Randall, Kemba, Reddish, Quickly, and Grimes. There you are, because you're getting back 3.
They can't give a couple
And picks. You're gonna have to give up picks also.
So you said Randall,
Rose, Toppin.
You didn't say Toppin.
No, I say Randall, Rose, Reddish, Quickly, and Grimes.
15 of 23 for Kevin Durant, and
For Little, Drew Eubanks, and Nazir Little, which is, I think, it's a good trade. I like Nazir Little.
Nazir Little
Coming back the other way,
plays-
small forward.
And the other kid?
He plays. He's more of a power forward.
The only reason I'm saying what I'm saying is because they're giving up a lot of twos, and
That's why they get Little back.
who we gonna have to
Okay,
replace the two?
so basically,
But beyond that, just
no, you're gonna draft. You're gonna have draft picks. No, you're gonna give up draft picks. What you're gonna have to do
That's
is,
what I'm saying.
so
You're
you're
gonna
gonna,
have to, like,
all right, but you're gonna have
keep
McBride. He's gonna have
He's
he's
a
gonna
one.
play. Okay, so you have McBride and Lillard at the 1. You'll have Burks at the 3.
No, Burks at the 2.
Burks at the 3 or a 2. It doesn't matter.
Barry plays the 3 and the 2.
Yeah, so they'll both have both of them. You also have Little on the wing also, and you'll also have
the game, the fact that you're already without
yeah,
Kyrie
you
Irving or Marcus
without
Aldridge,
no
and
Quickly, no
Andre
Reddish,
Drummond
no
out with an
Grimes.
illness,
That's a
so
lot
he's
of
not playing,
wings.
especially against a big like Gobert, Seth Curry.
But you still
That's
have,
what I
so
said.
you still have Barrett,
To hear more
Burks,
about him and just
Fournier.
But
Oh, you have Fournier
Yeah,
too.
we're gonna give a 4.
No, you're not going to give up Fournier. You're going to keep Fournier in the trade. You got to understand, Portland's not giving up Derrick Rose. You got to understand, to them, Rose and Randall are junk in this trade. That's not what they want. Because they're a rebuilding team. Julius Randle is not. They're not doing anything. Or Rose. They're going to try to get rid of Rose. They're a young team, so they're going to want some young players with that. You're going to have to come up off Quickly, Reddish, and Grimes. But you'll still have, and Kemba, but you still have on the wing. No, Kemba you keep.
I feel Thomas gonna keep Rose because you know that's his guy.
Oh wait, you know what? You're gonna trade Kemba, Randall, but now the money don't make sense now. 34, 33, 35, 37, 39. Yeah, no, you're gonna have to trade Rose because the money has. Rose makes more than Kemba, so it has to match the salary. Unless you want to give up Fournier, which you can do.
Yeah,
All right, so maybe it'll be Randall.
They're gonna keep Grimes.
Obviously, when he was
No,
drafted him this
they don't matter. Portland, you're gonna have to give up prospects for Damian Lillard. Evan Fournier is not who Portland really wants. That's just salary cap fill. But I think 4 years with Fournier is too long. They don't want that long of a contract. They already got Randall's long 5-year deal. They don't want Fournier's long-term deal.
Hold on, quick question, because I forgot how this goes. Julius already paid 3 in the Knicks on that contract.
No, but they just re-signed him to an extension.
And how
It
much?
says 5 years up there.
Okay.
So Randall,
he's going to see every coverage,
Rose,
everything
like I said, it's got to be Rose. He has to go in the trade because he's almost $14 million. You got to match the salary. So between Randall and Rose, that's $35 million.
Fournier, no.
Then you go. Reddish makes it a full for Damian. Then, but because it's 3 for 1, you want to get a player on the back end. So you're going to give up Quickly and Grimes.
Or you give up McBride too.
And you're going to take a cheap player like Eubanks, and you're going to get probably Nazir Little. Probably actually.
But peep this, instead of Grimes, they could just give up McBride.
Back to you guys.
Because they're getting a big one.
I know, but Grimes has more value than McBride. He was a higher draft pick. He played more this year, and he did good when he played.
Yeah,
Portland's
but-
going to want some guys that
No, I
can
agree
get
with you
good.
100%, but you got to think, them losing a 1 and like how you said too, they're rebuilding. Why not get somebody like LeBron?
This
that
is the
plays
thing.
one?
This is the thing, though. They have a bunch of wings. They'll be able to draft 2 point guards in the first round. They'll have 2 first-round picks, and they'll draft probably 2 point guards in this draft. And then also they can maybe play quickly at the 1 a little bit, because quickly's like a 1-2. Reddish is a true 3, maybe even a small ball 4. And Grimes is a 2, possibly a 3. So you got a 1-2, a 2-3, and a 3-4. So, because guys are now interchangeable. They're not like just a guy who's a 2. Like Grimes can play the 2 or the 3. Quickly can play the 1 or the 2.
But
Reddish can be a 4 in some lineups, 3 in another.
Yeah.
You know, you get
Because children need us.
It looks like Rose and Randall. But you'll also get back Nazir Little, who's a 3 or a 2, and Eubanks, who can play some 4. Or maybe even the 5. So, you know, you're gonna have to maybe make another trade if you're the Knicks. You might slip. You might, because you have all these wings now, right? So you might trade Evan Fournier for a point guard or something like that. You'll be able to make another trade on the back end to even the roster out.
But to wrap up the whole Knicks thing, because we're dragging.
Yeah, we're dragging with the Knicks.
You gotta be kidding. Like the Damian Lillard trade, they might go for that, because that was my question at the beginning.
I mean, the Knicks need to get a guy like that. He's available.
But man, shout out to my Knicks, man. New York. Shout out to Damian Lillard. I think they announced that he's gonna be out.
Listen, if I was the Knicks, I might not make that trade. I might look to trade Randall for somebody else who's not as established yet. Like if you scan the league, you know, a guy like
than anybody else. It's such a special thing to have witnessed.
Malcolm Brogdon could be available from Indiana.
Their names,
an interesting player that I'd look into maybe for a Randall.
Right.
You know, that he's a true point guard. You know, you get rid of Kemba in a trade, and now you have Brogdon and Rose backing him up.
20 years, right?
Maybe you move quickly in another piece, and then you keep quickly. Right, and now you can just draft off of that. Like I was looking to get Malcolm Brogdon for like a Randall. I don't know what Indiana's looking for, but I know they have Tyrese Halliburton now, who's kind of like a point guard / 2. You know, gets assists.
I didn't even understand that trade when it happened with the Kings. That was crazy.
But they got Sabonis, the Kings. Yeah, bro, you know Sabonis is like a 2-time All-Star now, bro. He averages like 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 or 6 assists of Sabonis. Sabonis is nice.
You know, you're winning 2 championships.
He's nice, bro. Sabonis.
Basketball.
How many years
and I think that's something
he's
that
still
he
only like
set out to
24,
do, to follow
25
the
years
greats.
old.
So
Nah, I just honestly.
He's been in the league like 5 years.
Okay.
And he's
He's good. He's good money.
And I also
I'm not a fan of Sabonis, but he's good though.
Anniversary
I
collection,
mean,
but had he
he
been
averages
there, I think he would have been in awe.
I think this year he's averaging like
and he's
19 points,
to get past
11
West,
rebounds,
get past
and
Reggie
almost
Miller,
6
climb
assists,
his
bro.
way
5
up.
plus
He
assists.
said it's important. Kristen asked him, is that
pretty
important?
fucking good.
Yeah, it's important.
And he's young.
Yeah, because he wants
And now Kings have De'Aaron Fox, who's the clear point guard, and they have a clear big man in Sabonis.
De'Aaron Fox is the person I think the Knicks is going to go
where,
for
you know,
in the
LeBron
draft.
Now that Halliburton got traded from Sacramento, Fox ain't going nowhere, it seems like.
Yeah, Fox is that guy.
Who else could the Knicks look into? Brogdon to me is a guy they could look at.
The LeBrons, you know, the KD.
I don't know. Some of these other teams in flux, like
unique players in this
let's say the Lakers. They don't have anybody you want. The Clippers.
But those 4.
I don't know what Reggie Jackson's contract status is. He might be a free agent. But I think the Knicks are in some weird. I just looked at if those contracts are all from this year. The Knicks are in some tough contracts. Like Derrick Rose contract is a little long, 3 years.
Tom.
Don't blame Tom.
Which is a great thing.
That's
No,
GM.
which is a great thing. But you know, Tom bringing his players everywhere he goes. Everywhere Tom has gone to, Gibson and Rose has gone.
Yeah, but Derrick Rose has been one of the better players they've had.
No, that's a fact. Like Rose is that guy. He can retire tomorrow.
But some of those contracts
money.
are
But it goes to my point, bro. Like Tom stick to his
or far exceeded
to like his ways.
anything that we thought the game could
Like he
ever
doesn't,
do. No one
he
thought
hasn't
that
kind
we would
of
see a
tried
Kevin
new
Durant
things.
or
Like even with the people
but
he
that has
decides to
nothing to
bring
do-
into every team he's played for, the Bulls.
But Fournier's contract, Kemba Walker's contract,
That's all GM. That's all
that has
Scott.
nothing to do with
And
Thibodeau.
Leon Rose, that got nothing to do with.
And Alec Burks. They got a lot of guys on
Yeah,
veterans.
that
on
all got to
deals
do
right
with
now.
That all got to do with Scott and Leon. That all got nothing to do with.
Like Randall on 5 years. I mean, he's not at 21 million. That's not bad number for
NBA
Randall.
Finals.
See, that's the one good thing about Randall's contract. It's not that heavy. I was thinking he'd probably be having like 30 million or something like that. It's only 21 million. It's not bad.
They say
Fournier's contract's tough. Rose's contract's kind of tough if he's hurt a lot. Kemba's contract, even though it's 2 years, 9 million, it's almost like dead money.
That was it.
Burks hasn't had a good year.
But that's the amount of respect.
They got a lot of guys
love
signed.
they have
Some
for
tough
each
little
other.
roster
So
I'm looking at. I was just
they
looking
may
at.
not
I don't know
say
why.
it
They're kind of
because they
caught in the
playing
middle.
Competing against each other.
Do they rebuild?
Right now,
Do they try to win with these guys?
When
They're
they
gonna
leave,
have to make some kind of shifty
they will
trades.
look
They're gonna have
back
to
and be
really be
like,
smart and come up with. Maybe Lillard's not the
y'all
trade
was
for them.
cool,
Maybe
but
it's somebody
y'all
else.
didn't do this.
Somebody else who has room to
We don't
grow
want to
still
start
that they got to
shooting some
snatch
bad
up from
court. We
somewhere.
don't
I like
want to
Malcolm
start
Brogdon as a
You know
candidate.
who I would like in the
From
Knicks?
Indiana.
Great era
Carl
of
Anthony
basketball
Towns.
they were
And I don't even like
Oh, you ain't getting him. The way, yes, yeah, forget about it.
And what they are
His,
doing.
I don't know if you go back on my Facebook after the finals last year. Now remember, Carl Anthony Towns last year didn't play much. Minnesota was terrible.
So I get
Cat didn't play; he was hurt. So his value was not even close to as high as it is right now. He's having a great year. Last year, I was saying when Phoenix lost, when Phoenix lost in the finals, go back and look. I said right now, Phoenix should trade DeAndre Ayton in a package for Cat. That's what's going to put them over the top. Carl Anthony Towns is the guy to get. Package DeAndre Ayton and whatever else you got to do and go get Cat. And then Cat bounced back this year with a monster season. I saw it coming. I knew Cat was coming with a big year. Anthony Edwards stepped up this year. D'Angelo Russell stayed pretty healthy, playing well.
Good pickup on getting Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick Beverly was a nice pickup for them. This kid Jared Vanderbilt's playing well for them. He's a nice player for them, a two-way player. They also got Torian Prince playing well for them off the bench, the ex-Net, ex-Hawk. So the Minnesota made some nice little moves. Cat got healthy. D'Angelo stayed healthy. And now you got Timberwolves tied with the Nuggets for 6th in the West. And I only want to get to the West. They're both a game and a half behind Dallas, who's in 5th. Utah's a little bit ahead of them in 4th. Then you got Golden State and Memphis, who got a little bit of ahead of those teams in 2 and 3. They're very close between 2nd and 3rd. Memphis and Golden State, 2nd and 3rd. What do you mean? Hold on.
Oh yeah, 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
Grizzlies are second.
Yeah. Memphis and Golden State, 2nd and 3rd, and Phoenix is 1st. And they got a nice lead, so they're gonna be the 1.
I really respect
Memphis or
the
Golden-
Grizzlies come up this year.
Yeah, Memphis or Golden State's gonna be 2 and 3.
Reg.
Right, those are gonna be 2 and 3. I don't know which one, but one of them's gonna be 2, one's gonna be 3.
Shout out my man Adams and the Grizzlies.
Lunchtime indeed.
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams.
What they call him? Aquaman.
Aquaman. John Moran's the future.
He looks like Aquaman. So then 4th is Utah, but they're not out of it. I mean, they're not. Dallas is pretty close to them in 5th. Then you got Denver and Minnesota close behind them, 6th and 7th.
Nuggets, I feel, is going to take 6 and 5.
8th spot, you got the Clippers, pretty much by themselves in the 8th spot. And then you got 9 and 10, you got the Lakers and the Pelicans. But who's behind them in the West? There's somebody right on their heels.
Spurs.
The Spurs are right there. The Spurs had a crazy win in Golden State the other night.
Yeah.
That was a big win. Keldon Johnson at the
I feel like the
buzzer.
West is kind of set. Though. I feel like the like a more of a headache is the East because all these teams are battling. You got
Miami
Hornets
first.
at 9.
Oh, the Hornets at 9, Hawks at 10.
Yeah, you got
And they're both first. Yeah.
Heat, 2nd, 76ers, Bucks at 3rd, Celtics is 4th.
But look, Bucks and 76ers and Boston are very close. That 2 through 4, you just mentioned Philly, Milwaukee, and Boston. That can change.
I
Any
feel
one
like
of
the
those
Bucks
teams
is going
can
to come
be.
up 2.
Yeah, any one of those teams could be 2, 3, or 4. I could see Philly being 4th and Boston 3rd. The way
Like the
they're
Nets
playing
will
right
come
now.
up to 6.
Maybe they're 2.5.
is balling
They're
as well.
3.5 behind Cleveland though for 6th. That's gonna be tough to catch with 11
I like them
games.
Nets could do it
3.5.
Kyrie
That's
got
a
2
lot.
back-to-back away.
Yeah, against Memphis and Miami. So they have to win both of those games.
But John Moran is out, so that's a good thing.
Is he?
KD's, yeah. John Moran is out. KD and Kyrie will be playing. So,
John Morant's out. That's from your words to God. Your mouth to God.
yeah, he's he hasn't been playing. He has I think the hip injury.
Okay.
But he's gonna be back. He's only been out for
What a
it.
game.
Maybe hopefully he'll be out tomorrow. They play Memphis tomorrow, Wednesday. So
He's been catching back cramps
He tricking everybody.
I think it's the left leg.
Memphis, though, you mentioned them. They're having a great season.
Great team too. It's
Desmond
not just
Bain,
John Moran.
and the crazy thing is they've been without Dylan Brooks most of the year.
Right. Great point.
Desmond Bain, that kid's been
had a little
sensation.
shit.
Jaron Jackson, who started to get back. I think we spoke about this last week. Jaron Jackson, I have the defensive player of the year. Somebody else just recently backed him. I think it was Perkins on ESPN also mentioned that. Jaron Jackson was the report.
That's a great point. Jaron Jackson is very important.
Huge. He's huge for them. He defends the perimeter. He defends the paint. He's everywhere defensively. He scores. He gets his 16, 17 points. He shoots threes. Steven Adams is the best screen setter in the league. Clears the lane out. He's not getting no offensive rebounds in there. He's boxing whoever out. He's just a physical presence in there, inside. And how important that is to teams, they don't understand. Like, I didn't like the Valanciunas trade, but then Steven Adams has really helped a lot of those other guys. He fits more, yeah, so Adams in the mix with Jackson in the front court. We got Bain. We got Ja. Who else on that team? They let go of Grayson Allen. There's somebody else that I can't remember. Oh, they've been playing a lot of DeAndre Melton, DeAnthony Melton off the bench. He's been pretty good for them.
With as little as $10,
I know he's there.
Retirement dollars in crypto.
Look at that Memphis roster.
Coinbase exchange, including Bitcoin.
Desmond Bain's been sensational.
This is got a couple
Zaire Williams, the rookie. First of all, let's go to Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones been one of the best second backup point guards in the league. His numbers, his plus minus is off the charts. They got great ratings with him in the game.
This is a great point because, sorry to cut you off, John Moran just, he's been sensational this year, but Jones is a really great backup point guard. And if John Moran,
they were 12-2 without Moran.
Yeah, I was about to get to that point. If Ja wasn't playing as good or whatever it is, if Jones had more opportunities to get in as just at the backup, I don't think he would do more, but he would be right there.
And they play Jones and Moran together sometimes.
Yes, because it works.
Because Jones has been so plus in the plus minus area, and just his assist to turnovers among the best in the league. It's in probably third or fourth year.
Yeah, because I was about to say, I feel like he's one of those players that haven't shown his whole bag yet.
No.
He's like Dinwiddie, how Dinwiddie's showing his IQ bag, his point guard bag right now, but in the Nets, he was that scorer. He was the one that was closing out certain games.
Yeah, and he's been playing off of Luka, which is he was used to playing with the ball in the Nets.
Yeah, he's showing y'all now that he has another bag. He has a push ball type of bag, And that might sound a little crazy to the people that really don't know ball, but for the ones that do, y'all know exactly what I mean.
Dinwiddie knows how to. He's really played a different position for Dallas, and it's been tremendous. He has 3 game winners already.
It's weird, but this might sound weird, but he reminds me of an old school hyper player.
Yeah, he's he can play the mentality. He can play the 2. He's got size. He defends. He can drive to the basket. He can shoot pull-up threes. He can shoot threes off the dribble. He's a very undervalued player. The Wizards had him, and they didn't know what to do. They didn't understand who they had, and they just blew it. But that's the Wizards. That's why they're the Wizards.
They just blew it. That too, but they also just had mad people.
But they didn't really have a point guard. What point guard did they have besides him? John Wall, no. This year, they didn't have none of those guys. John Wall's on Houston, and Westbrook's on the Lakers.
No, I know, but Westbrook he came from.
Yeah, and then they replaced Westbrook with Dinwiddie.
Yeah, they didn't really use Dinwiddie.
They used him, but for some reason he fell out of favor. And what I heard is that teammates didn't like him in the locker room.
9 rebounds,
like
and
guys
6
like
assists.
Montrezl
And
Harrell,
in fact,
he wasn't
passed Jerry
jiving
West
with,
for
and
20 seconds.
you know,
I was cool with
Kuzma.
that, but man,
Because they said they want to get him out.
Making history.
They basically, like, the team, like, said there was a whole thing about it, how he did not get along with those dudes. That's why they traded him.
On nights that
They were able to get Porzingis for him and the shooter Bertans, but the trade looked much better for
Jerry, but you know, it's an honor to be among the greats.
Durant passed Jerry West 22nd on the all-time scoring list.
Won a championship with, so
he's unbelievable.
to
Kevin
pass
Durant,
him
if
and
you didn't know. Of course. He's being interviewed right now by
you know,
NBA
so I
TV.
got nothing but respect for him.
The guy was, the way he scored tonight and the assists he was dropping, he beat Utah pretty much, not by himself, but he had like one of those Jordan performances against Utah.
You know, all the records.
Boston won again tonight. Jason Tatum is out of control. He's playing unbelievable basketball.
Shout out to KG. He just put his jersey up, right?
Oh, did they? Kevin Garnett? Yeah, I saw that. And then Ray Allen hugged him, and they had beef for a long time. That was great. It was good to see because those three
One of
dudes.
the OG top threes.
Yeah, that Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce triumvirate was big time in Boston.
Who else was
They
there?
had Rondo, Kendrick Perkins, Big Baby Davis was good on that team. PJ Brown.
PJ Brizan.
Who else did they have? The shooter? It was Eddie House on those teams. Eddie Guns, Eddie House. Your boy Eddie House was banging them threes out there.
Golden in that series.
And you know the whole thing, the beef was that when Ray Allen went to
Yeah, he
Miami,
was a little bougie, but
he kind of did. He just said he like,
and he thought it was like we running his back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he just kind of just dipped. So.
Yeah, and you know
Paul Pierce was the one that really took it personal.
Yeah, because Miami was their fucking rival. And honestly, that stunned me too. When I heard about that, I was like, oh my God. I was like, ugh. I was disgusted when Miami got Ray Allen. But you know, LeBron, he needs to get everybody to win chips. He need to go get Ray Allen. I got to go get with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and Anthony Davis and
Hold on, before
Rondo.
you go, sidebar to everybody watching, to the YouTube world, to the Facebook world. Like, y'all might not like a lot of LeBron takes on this show because you got two hosts that are not bronsexuals. I respect LeBron's game. Yeah, he's going to be one of those goals one day, but I don't fuck with LeBron. Don't like LeBron.
LeBron's a great player. Let me preface all of this by saying great basketball player.
But we not bronsexuals.
But there's a lot of nuance involved with LeBron. Like, it's not just like LeBron has to be in a setting, on a team, on a setting, has to be where everything revolves around him. Where he's the main point of the offense, and the offense is basically specified so that LeBron's stats and usage will be very high. So he'll get assists, he'll be able to you spread the court so he can drive and kick and get assists or drive and get buckets.
Right.
That's what the whole offense is predicated on. Make the LeBron, you fitting into the LeBron system. You run the LeBron system, and you got to fit in or get in where you fit in. And that's how it goes for anybody with you. Anthony Davis, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, Dwayne Wade, don't matter. You get in where you fit in with LeBron.
And to that point, you see what's going on now.
I got another point about LeBron. Go ahead.
He's not playing. Westbrook's playing like trash. He got a whole bunch of role players ain't doing shit.
Who does LeBron make better, by the way?
You said what?
Who does LeBron make better? I've heard this whole deal about LeBron making players better. But I've seen Kyle Kuzma get better away from him. I saw Larry Hughes get better away from him. I saw Dwayne Wade go down a little bit with him. I saw Kevin Love totally change his game with him and go down. I saw Chris Bosh turn into a jump shooter with him instead of being a post scorer. Same with Love. I seen Ray Allen become just a spot-up shooter, scoring. He's like being more of a role player. I saw Kyrie Irving get disgruntled. You know, a young star who hadn't won anything, but he was young. I saw him get disgruntled and want to leave LeBron. I saw a lot with LeBron. I saw also Brandon Ingram get a lot better without LeBron.
Yeah.
I saw Lonzo Ball get better without LeBron. I mean, you want to keep going? I mean, shit.
But like, and to that point, you see how the Lakers playing now. Yes, LeBron's having one of the greatest seasons. He just passed somebody for the second to the score or whatever it is. But listen, man, if if y'all not gonna run the system around LeBron and not be comfortable doing that shit as a man, no matter who you are, you can be a super duper star.
Westbrook's having his worst year of his career with LeBron.
Exactly. And yes, I forever tell people one of the greatest athletes, all that shit. He's a great baller. But when it comes to him winning championships and all that shit,
He needs a lot of help.
he needs a lot of help. And that's not saying, because people always be like, oh, but what does he not do? Like, we're seeing some clips right now when he's shooting his ass.
He beat Cleveland and all in Cleveland.
He can drive, he can run up the point, he can do everything.
LeBron had 38, 12, and 11. 17 for 29. He had a good game. Russell Westbrook had 11 assists too, 20 points. DJ Augustine had 20. Wow, that was a nice pickup for them. He's 7 for 7, DJ Augustine. Malik Monk. Durant had like 37, 8, and 9 tonight. Philly beat Miami. So Philly got a big win over Miami.
And look, you thought he was really doing something, man, bringing Westbrook. Like, if you think about it on paper, it sounds crazy.
Westbrook, Anthony Davis,
AD, Carmelo Anthony,
Rondo,
LeBron,
Dwight Howard.
Like, if you just hear
Malik
that
Monk,
shit,
who's having a good season. And they stole that kid Austin Reeves from Oklahoma, who I thought should have been a first-round pick.
undrafted.
The young guy with 3 names.
Yeah, white boy too.
No, white boy Austin
Yeah, white boy's
Reeves.
nice
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But the other guy, he's dope too.
Tatum, whatever. He's like, he's got 3 names. Yeah, he's got 3 names.
Whatever, sorry. Nigga. Y'all know what time it is.
Yeah, he's got 3 names on the Lakers.
They got some niggas. But if you don't run the system, and then on top of that, man, you don't got that selective coach that, because every single team he's been in, he selected that coach.
Yeah, he also doesn't play D anymore.
And I feel like with Vogel, like, he really didn't select him to be the coach.
So if you got guys that aren't playing that much D, and LeBron's not playing D, you're going to be giving up a lot of points.
Right. And that's not saying he don't really got it, because we've seen him at times. We've seen him at times when he's been like he stopped a lot of dudes, chased down blocks on.
He makes great individual plays, but does he play defense possession by possession? Not really. He'll make some. He's so good. He'll make some big plays on defense, and he'd be like, "Oh,
that was worse. He's doing some shit like, yo, like, I'm 30 plus out here, wilding out, doing all these points, running the team.
That's why he gives no effort on
drafting, coaching the team, all this shit.
Doing too much.
And y'all niggas can't like stick no D.
Because guys don't want to play defense with him.
I mean, you got Melo, bro.
No, that's bad when you got LeBron and Melo on the court.
That nigga never had defense.
When you got Melo and LeBron on the court now,
you
you ain't guarding nobody. Especially if Anthony Davis is injured, forget about it. You ain't stopping nobody in the paint. And then you got guards that, they'll play trying to play some D, but they're not. Malik Monk and these guys, and Westbrook's another guy who doesn't play much D. So your defense is bad on the Lakers. That's really the problem. They give up a lot of points. They got 3 vets that don't really want to play that much D, or can't really play that much D for that long of a time. LeBron, Melo, Westbrook. Malik Monk's not a big defender. They traded their defensive guys for Westbrook. KCP, Kuzma. They don't have Montrezl Harrell. He plays some defense. He's gone. They don't have, the Lakers just aren't good. They're in 10th now. They might get passed by San Antonio. I wouldn't be shocked. That's how crazy. Even though the Lakers won tonight over Cleveland, that helps the Nets. That was a good win for the Lakers.
That was crazy. Can you imagine if the Spurs get past them?
They might pull up the standings. They're close. They're close. It's close. That's how, the Pelicans just went ahead of them by like a half a game. They might be tied with the Pelicans now for 9th and 10th. But the Spurs are right there.
Man. I think the Spurs might get past the Pelicans.
Let's see. Yeah, Lakers, Spurs, Lakers, Pelicans. The Lakers are a game ahead of the Pelicans now. The Lakers are back in 9th, Pelicans 10th. But the Spurs are 2 behind the Pelicans. So the Lakers are 3 ahead of the Spurs. They're not out of the clear, but they're in danger. And you know what's crazy? Portland's 3.5 games behind the Lakers. And I can't believe that Portland's actually 2.5 games out of the 10th spot for the play-in. That's amazing considering they traded McCollum. Lillard's been out the whole year. Norman Powell, they had it.
Shout out to Anthony. What's going on, my guy?
Big J's out here. We see you, Bez.
Yeah,
What
shout
up?
out to
Big Kaz. Big Kaz in the building. Shout out to the Kaz, the Hitman, and the Titans. Kaz. Big Manna was in the building. What happened with the Hitman? Big Manna. The big dog is in the building too. Big shout out to him. There's been a couple other people I saw before.
Shout out to the YouTube world. We see y'all like, share, and comment on this.
Let's talk about the NBA MVP right now. Give me your top 5. Want me to give you my top 5 first? Go ahead.
Ja Morant.
Okay.
Luka.
Okay.
Joker.
Okay. Is that just 5, not in order, just 5?
No, not in order.
Not in order, okay.
So I said Ja Morant.
How about DeMar?
DeMar.
How about Giannis?
Nah, I'm going to go with DeMar.
All right, I'm going to give you my 5.
Even more clutch.
In no order. Jokic, Embiid, DeMar, let's see, Jokic, Embiid, DeMar, give me a second here. Interesting. Giannis is in there, and Luka. That's my 5. My top. I don't know if that's not in order. The order is tough. If you want me to give you an order,
Nah, I can't give you an order. But
I'm gonna give an order.
Nah, but
Jokic,
top
it's close.
Top 3.
Jokic, Embiid. Jokic 1, Embiid 2, DeMar 3, Luka 4, Giannis 5.
All right, this is my top 3.
Go ahead.
Ja Morant 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying.
The Grizzlies are 12-2 without him. That hurts his MVP. He does not having a better season than a lot of these guys I need. Okay, so highlights. Okay. If you go highlights,
Joker has had no highlights with this. He did a pass the other day. I was like, what the hell's going on? He's son.
Yeah.
Jordan Embiid's been playing like a fucking 7 feet Kobe.
So you got Ja at 1.
So I got Ja at 1.
Okay.
I got Embiid at 2.
Okay.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, I got Luka at 3.
Wow. Okay.
I feel like a couple more
I like
guys
Luka.
Luka's gonna show up.
Yeah, I even might have Luka at 3 and DeMar.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Luka's been bugging.
No, and Dallas has been close to bugging out, and Luka's been going off.
But yo, Josh special this season.
Yeah, he is.
He's
But
been doing.
his highlights are amazing. They're amazing. Probably the best highlights in the league. Ja. But to me, that's nice. But I'm not gonna put that. But I understand that shit thing. So Ja.
No. But he makes his team better too, son.
But they were 12-2 without him, though. How do you explain that?
Because the team was balling.
But they were actually better. That's a better percentage than when he was there. 12-2. And I think they won again recently.
But you can see that same point with Dinwiddie joining the Mavericks.
Yeah, but Luka started winning before that. They were getting hot before
this.
this.
It was slow.
No, but they were winning since New Year's. They've been turning up since New Year's. They were actually below 500, and now they're like 16 games over, or some 15 games over. They've been playing about 20 games over, or something like that, since New Year's. Luka's been amazing, but yeah, Dinwiddie was a great pickup, but it hasn't hurt. Like Luka's numbers have still been amazing, and Dinwiddie's numbers have been amazing, which is a credit to Luka that Dinwiddie's playing, because Dinwiddie wasn't playing as good in Washington. He's playing good on Dallas. Tribute to Luka. It helps Luka now. He doesn't have so much pressure on him.
Yeah.
Brunson's been playing also good for Dallas. They needed it. Because Tim Hardaway Jr. has been out. Let's not forget that. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been out. And Reggie Bullock, who's playing well for them, he's out. So they've been playing without 2 guys who were scoring buckets for them. Maxi Kleber's solid. Dwight Powell's been playing better for them. He's actually taken a lot of Kleber's minutes. He's been playing very well. Dorian Finney-Smith's another guy I gotta mention. He's solid as a rock for them.
All right, who's going to the
finals? It's tough. In the West, I mean, Chris Paul's coming back. Phoenix looks good. I'm sad to say that Jamal Murray and Porter look like they're not coming back for Denver. Maybe Porter, but not Murray. So I don't know if I like Denver. As much as I love Jokic, is amazing. I think Dallas has okay. I'm gonna say, I think that it's possible that Dallas upsets Phoenix in the second round.
That's a hot take.
It is a hot take. And I'm putting me on that. I'm a hot take king. I'm the hot take king. Everybody on Facebook knows. Who's the hot take king? It's me, the king.
Now listen, on YouTube,
I like Dallas.
I agree with that.
Dallas has a chance to upset Phoenix in the second round. Remember I told you.
That's crazy.
I put my name on that. Also, in addition, I also like whoever Memphis is playing in the first round. So if it's Denver or Minnesota versus Memphis in the first round, especially Denver, I think Denver can clip Memphis in the first round as well. So I'll sleep on that. You know who I like? I'm going to say the finals is going to be Milwaukee Golden State. Ooh. That's what I'll put my name on. Milwaukee and Golden State. If I have a backup in each one, I'm going to go Phoenix or Dallas. The winner of that Phoenix-Dallas series is going to play Golden State.
I feel the same way. It's going to be either Phoenix or the Warriors, and in the East, it's going to be either the Nets or the Bucks.
I would not sleep on the Miami Heat at all. They got shooting out of their ass. They can shoot that three. They can shoot the shit out of that three ball. And they got D. And they got dogs out there like Adebayo and Jimmy Buckets. And Jimmy Buckets, he's the scorer. He can do everything. Adebayo's a versatile center, big man. He's unbelievable. And then Tyler Hero's off the bench has been the best six man. He just got 6 man of the year locked up. In case you didn't know, Tyler Hero was winning 6 man of the year. That's definite. And they got these shooters like Duncan Robinson and his kid Strus and this other dude Gabe Vincent. There's some bombers out there on that team, man. They got Kyle Lowry for playoff experience also. He's a dog. He'll show up for the playoffs. Kyle Lowry. They also have they have PJ Tucker. Also, he's shooting like 42% from 3 this year. Miami's tough. I think Miami-Milwaukee in the conference finals. I don't know about the Nets. I'm a huge Nets fan, but I have no idea why the Nets are the favorite by Vegas in the East. Like, to me, that makes no sense. They could turn up, but still, Milwaukee and Miami, to me, I gotta have the top 2 favorites to win the East. And I'm something like Boston. Boston is going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Let me repeat that one more time. If you're beating Boston, it's going to take 7 games. I can't see anyone beating them in even 5 or 6 games. I don't care who it is. You beat Boston, it's probably going to take 7 games. The defense they're playing right now is tremendous. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are giving you some two-way greatness right now. Grant Williams off the bench has been phenomenal defensively. He's just a great glue guy. The kid Robert Williams in the middle, that shot block, he's been terrific defensively and in the dunk spot on offense. Peyton Pritchard off the bench. This guy does nothing but hit threes, run the team. He's solid off the bench. Who else? Marcus Smart. I forget about him. Hello. You know what I'm saying? They got Daniel Theis back.
Big man. Big man. He can shoot too.
Wait. They got Al Horford. I forgot. That was a smart get back on Al Horford. What? Yo, Boston's gonna be. Boston is in the mix in the East. I don't care. Don't sleep on them at all. I love Ime Udoka as a coach. He was the Nets assistant. I liked him a lot. I think that was a great hire by Brad Stevens. Udoka. Yeah, Milwaukee, Miami, and Boston in the East, and the Nets. Those 4 teams. I want to see that as the conference semifinals. Those 4 teams: Boston, Miami, the Nets, and Milwaukee. That's a hot semifinals. In the West, I want to see Golden State, Phoenix, Dallas, and Denver. In the conference.
March Madness.
Okay.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there too.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So we had some nice upsets.
There's a lot of upsets.
We got the Sweet 16. St. Peter's made the Sweet 16. unbelievable. The 15 seed out of New Jersey. One of the guys I work with went to St. Peter's. Before the tournament, he left. He goes, my St. Peter's is in the tournament. And I was like, I didn't even know. I was like, oh, yeah, who they playing? And I'm thinking, he's like, I'm not sure. So I'm looking up. I'm like, oh, they're playing Kentucky. That's light work. That's easy. I'm joking with him, but he's looking at me kind of funny. I'm like, oh, Kentucky's easy for y'all. Who you going to play second round? Maybe Murray State. I was like, yo, you guys. And I'm joking with him.
Yeah.
And this shit happened. Like, they beat Kentucky, And I start watching the game, and the first thing I noticed is that Shaheen Holloway, the ex-Seton Hall point guard, is the coach for St. Peter's. I was like, oh, is that Shaheen Holloway from Seton Hall? I was like, that was my guy. I forgot about him. I was like, and he looks good. I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, he looks good as a coach, Shaheen Holloway. Next thing you know, he's coaching the shit out of that team. They're playing Kentucky. They don't have as much size, but if you watch them play the game, they didn't look out overmatched. They were handling the ball well, moving the ball. They didn't look like some overmatched 15 seed that was just going to roll off. I was like, this could be a game.
They were just playing good basketball.
And they won the game in overtime or double overtime. I don't know what it was, but they won. And then they came out, and I was telling people, I'm like, yo, they could beat Murray State. I watched Murray State play. They barely won their game. I'm like, they could beat Murray State. And they beat Murray State. Almost by double figures. Like, they're a tough team right now, St. Peter's. Like, they're not just some, like, they're doing damage. They knocked out Kentucky and Murray State in the first 2 rounds. Now they're looking for Purdue. And we all know, God knows, Purdue's had their issues in this tournament. Like, they still haven't gotten to the Final Four since 1980. They've had a bunch of 2 seeds and 3 seeds and a 1 seed here and there and a 4 seed and a 5 seed. So Purdue, they've gotten them knocked out before by allegedly lesser teams than them.
Who's going to the finals?
To the Final Four? I have to put my phone out. I don't have the thing in front of me. I don't know the matchups or who's exactly in who's, but I know there's some great games. Like Houston's playing Arizona.
Yeah.
Tremendous game.
Who you got going on?
I got Houston going to the Final Four. Arizona was really good. They're really going to be hard to beat. But I love Houston. I love Kelvin Sampson as a coach. I've always liked him. I'm big with Houston. I picked them last year to go to the Final Four. I picked them again this year. So that's a tough game, though. That's a tremendous game. Houston and Arizona. You got Texas Tech and Duke. Texas Tech with that defense. The way they just smother you defensively against this talented Duke squad. Texas Tech has so much respect. They're a 1-point favorite over Duke. And I was shocked when I saw that tonight. And Duke's got like 3 NBA players. Duke's got like 3 top 15 picks on their team. Texas Tech, I don't think has any. But they play good basketball. They play good defense. Another big, Michigan, a team that I didn't say, I didn't even think deserved to make the tournament. They're in the Sweet 16. They beat, they just beat Tennessee, and they beat Colorado State, who was kind of a fake 6 seed, but then the Michigan-Tennessee game, they beat Tennessee. They're playing well right now, Michigan. Hutchinson in the middle, the kid 55, Brooks. They got a Michigan, Juwan. They're playing for Juwan. That's a tough game for Villanova. Villanova and Michigan also. I mean, then you got a couple of other upset teams. The 11 seed Miami Hurricanes, which I was like, how the is Miami an 11 seed? They were 3rd in the ACC. And so they got through, and they're playing Iowa State, who's a 10 seed. So that's a sick matchup. You got a 10 versus an 11 in the Sweet 16, and that's a tough game. I like Miami, though. I really like Charlie Moore at the point. I like their wings. They got speed. Oh, yeah. Then you got the Gonzaga-Arkansas game. My phone's going off. Oh.
Yeah, shit. Sorry, this is podcast. This is bad podcasting.
You rolling with the punch. All right. Okay, so also we got Gonzaga, Arkansas. I expect Gonzaga to win. I thought Memphis had a chance to beat them. Memphis is a big, talented, athletic team by Penny Hardaway's team. They were struggling mid-season, and they just turned it on. Got into the tournament, beat Boise State by double figures, and then they were able to play Gonzaga tough. Gonzaga had to win it late over them. That was a really good game.
Who you got versus Florida versus Ohio State?
No, Villanova beat Ohio State. Well, you mean Miami versus Iowa State? I said I like Miami in that game. I like Miami going to Final Four. Okay, the matchup in that bracket is also Providence against Kansas. That's another big-time game.
Right.
Kansas is 7.5-point favorite. I really like Providence in this game. I think they're going to win it outright. That's one of my upset specials. Providence, I think, is going to knock out Kansas. Providence is a surprise team. They took out South Dakota State, who was a tough 13 seed, smacked them, and then they smacked Richmond, who beat the hottest team, one of the hottest teams in college basketball, Iowa, in the first round, which I was shocked by. There was some shady reffing in that game, but Richmond took out Iowa. I was looking forward to a real good Iowa versus Providence game, which would have been tremendous. But, Richmond took out Iowa, which kind of made it Providence get into the Sweet 16, kind of cruised into the Sweet 16. Right. Now they got a game with Kansas. I think they'll be ready for that game with Kansas. Kansas barely got by, who did they just play? Creighton. They had a tough time with an undermanned Creighton team who had some injuries. So Kansas and Providence is another good matchup. We got Arizona, Houston we talked about, Villanova, Michigan. With Duke, Texas Tech is going to be a tough game. Who else we got out there? Iowa State, Miami. Oh, we got Purdue, St. Peter's. Yeah. I think Purdue will get by St. Peter's. So my Final Four, I like Purdue, Miami. Oh, I forgot about the UCLA, North Carolina. UCLA I love. I like UCLA going, but I don't know. The Jaquez looked like he had a significant ankle injury in that last game. That's tough. I don't know. They could lose to North Carolina if he's not right. So the winner of UCLA, North Carolina, you could pull that back up again? I'll give you my Final Four right now from the 16. So, okay, so we got, I like Miami over Iowa State. I like Providence over Kansas, and I like Miami to upset Providence in a great regional final. Ooh. Then we got Houston, Arizona, Michigan, Villanova. I like Villanova versus Houston, and then the winner of that game, that's a tough game. Wow, that's a tough region. Man, Arizona could go in there. All four of these teams could go. Michigan, I wouldn't even count out. So then you're going to have Purdue probably against the winner of UNC, UCLA. I'm going to say Purdue makes the Final Four. I'm going to go with Miami. I'm going to go with Purdue, Miami, Gonzaga, and Villanova.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Gonzaga, Villanova, Purdue, and the upstart Miami Hurricanes. That's my Final Four moving forward. It's tough. Especially in Villanova's little region, man. You could go Michigan. I mean, you could go the winner. They're going to have to play against, who are you playing the winner of? Arizona, Houston. That's a tough four, man. Bracket right there. I mean, I want to pick Houston. Arizona looked like just super athletic.
Legit, yeah.
Like that Benedict Mathurin, I don't know where they have more draft boards. This guy in Arizona, I got him in my top 3 right now. I got Banchero, number 1 from Duke. I go to the skinny kid from Gonzaga. Yeah. And I got Benedict Mathurin, number 3. I don't have Jabari Smith. I got maybe Jabari Smith like 5 right now. There's somebody else I like too. I can't think of him right now. That also could be in that top area. I like him, but my top 3 is definitely Banchero, Chet, whatever the kid from Gonzaga, and Benedict Mathurin from Arizona. I also like Wendell Moore of Duke too. Probably top 7.
Y'all comment down below and tell us who y'all picking. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Who y'all picking? It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be good. But on another note,
go ahead.
This week too has been, this week and last week has been kind of crazy, football-wise.
Oh yeah,
a lot of trades.
The merry-go-round.
Yeah, a lot of people. They got a man up there that just won a ring with one team, just signed a big deal with the Bills. You got another player that just went from.
You mean who signed? Oh, Von Miller with the Bills. Yeah.
Just signed with the Bills for a lot of years and a lot of money.
And the Bills needed a pass rusher. That's the one thing they really need.
It's gonna be good.
They had some adequate DNs, some young guys that are getting better, but Devon's not gonna have to play major snaps either. He's gonna be able to take breaks. He's gonna be. That was a great pickup. They also picked up Jamison Crowder in the slot, who I think is gonna replace Beasley. They got Diggs, Gabriel Davis. The Bills short up a little bit of what they needed real quick. You gotta like them. You gotta, the Denver trade. I have an interesting take on the Denver-Seattle trade. Yes, I think Russell Wilson to Denver is going to good move. I think they're gonna have a good defense. They're gonna, always gonna have some good draft picks coming up. They still have some holes now. They gave up They gave up decent stuff to Seattle. Drew Lock to me never got a real chance. The year he played, Judy was a rookie, Fant was young, Cortland Sutton was out for the season. He didn't have much to go with. He didn't have this running back they got, this Javonte Williams that they just drafted. Bridgewater got to play with him, not Locke. If Locke would have played with the guys they had this year, I think he would have had a good year. I think Locke is a sleeper. I think in Seattle with Metcalf and the other receiver, what's his name? The kid from Kansas State. He's got a bunch of brothers. Lockett. Tyler Lockett. You put Locke on that team now with Rashad Penny at running back, who's been running great at the end of the season. Drew Lock, they also picked up Noah Fant, who's a really good tight end that Denver gave up in the trade, and a D tackle, Shelby Harris, who's a good player. Seattle got a lot. They got draft picks. They got Locke, who could be a starter at quarterback. I think could really be good on that team. Noah Fant with Will Disley as tight ends. You got good tight ends. You got Penny at running back. You got receivers. I like the Seahawks next year. Do not sleep on the Seahawks. And they got extra first-round picks, second-round picks. Seattle did great in that trade. They did very well in that trade. Denver did well. I think that was a good trade for both teams, actually. But you can tell Russell and Pete Carroll had a disconnect of some sort. It just happens over time. They needed to go different ways. I like the trade for both teams. Obviously, you saw Deshaun Watson go to the Browns, but Amari Cooper also go to the Browns. He gave up Jarvis Landry. I think Cooper's a little bit of an upgrade at this point. They're still thin at receiver, though. The Browns are going to have to do some things at receiver. They do have Njoku still at tight end and Austin Hooper, which is good. Very good tight end combo. They got a good defense. So Cleveland will be ready to win some games to stay healthy. What else do we have? Tom Brady retired and then came back. Why, he should play. The guy's still great. I want to see him play. Especially with Roethlisberger retiring, I gotta see Brady come back. Mitch Trubisky, who took a year off, went to Buffalo under a really good coordinator behind Josh Allen, got to see a new offense. Everyone said that Matt Nagy was such a terrible coach, and that's why Justin Fields struggled this year, the rookie quarterback. Well, that's why Trubisky struggled too, if you're going to keep that narrative. So that's why Trubisky struggled in Chicago also. So how about this? He goes to Buffalo for a year, plays well as a backup, different system. Now he goes to Pittsburgh, where they have a strong culture. Very Tomlin's a good coach. He's got a good ship over there. I think Trubisky does well in Pittsburgh.
Yo, hold on. I probably missed a couple things, but it's cool. But I wanted to get
go ahead.
To the point that you mentioned about my man Tom, man.
Tom who? Thibodeau?
Nah, Tom Brady.
Oh, Tom Brady, yeah.
One thing I want to say is a side note to that. I really want him to come back and wear the 4-5.
He's coming back.
No, I know, but I want him to come back and wear the 45.
Jersey?
Yeah, the number 45. Like Michael Jordan.
That's kind of ill. He's a quarterback.
Golden. Like, I'm really golden. I'm going to come back and bust ass again.
You should, because he's 40.
Because I really feel like he's going to come back and bust ass again.
At 45. That's crazy.
45 with the number 45. Like
That'd be ill. Quarterbacks never wear that number.
Exactly.
That's what would make it even more. If he did that, I would, someone
think about
it. Let's email him. Let's email Tom Brady. We got to get this out to him, man. We have to do this now. We have to make this happen.
Listen.
Because nobody else is going to make it. Tom Brady's not even going to make it happen. Tom Brady doesn't even understand how to
He's going to go ask for the number.
So you got to put the next thing.
It'll be the fucking game.
He's not gonna play.
I like that idea. Tom Brady came out wearing the number 45. I'd be like, wow, he's illin' right
At
now.
the age, come back like
He's
Jordan.
illin'. Oh my
With the
god.
4-5.
At a retirement, yeah.
At a retirement,
He
just
should
like
be.
Jordan.
Wow. There you go.
Because he's already a GOAT. I don't care what nobody
Sidebar,
says.
you know
I
that-
disagree, hit the comment section and tell me why.
Sidebar, you know him and Michael Jordan played a golf tournament together, like some two men together and won?
Because
Years ago, like 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mike
Mike
Jordan
Jordan.
doing GOAT things. The other day, he went to go see Cristiano Ronaldo. He's over there chilling with the nigga, and Cristiano, like, they actually have a clip when he asked him, he's like, "You still playing?" And then he looks at him, he's like, "I'm actually coming back." And he was just like, he was like, oh,
Yeah,
nigga, like,
it's better. It's great to have great high-level quarterbacks play in the leagues. It's always better. Makes for better.
Shout out to the Brady's. Look, man, shout out to the wife and the kids, because I understand that, man. Especially a nigga like me, like being a parent. I can't compare myself to Tom Brady, but one thing I do love is like something like music. And I feel like Tom Brady's the same way with football. It's just like,
Can't stop.
he loves the game too much. And he loves the game. Like, those type of people, it shows. Like, it shows with the rings. It shows with the accomplishments. Because those type of people,
football.
like, he puts in, like, those are the type of people like the Jordans.
He puts in a commando where he understands every angle of winning.
And then besides
There's
that,
so many
he put in
angles.
the work.
Yeah.
That shit don't come to Tom Brady. Like, yeah, he a quarterback. He probably don't got to work out as much. But he's doing some type of different shit. That motherfucker.
I'm gonna
calisthenics.
tell you what Brady does different. He understands the nuances of winning. And you know how he does it with his teammates. The psychology he uses with the guys in the locker room.
Everybody
There's
loves
stories
Tom
about
Brady.
him,
Yeah,
and he gets very into his friends' personal lives. Like he's like your friend. Like he understands like taking the lineman out, always putting the lineman first.
Nigga, AB,
He understands all that. Yeah, he's that type of
You
dude.
let a crazy nigga from fucking Jacksonville come over here and sit on the couch.
Yeah.
You fucking Tom Brady with the wife and the kids and
Yeah.
shit. This nigga AB and Wildin'. Talking funny, rapping and shit. Tom, like, that's my nigga, man. I'm in the shit with that nigga, man. I promise you, in the shit with that nigga. Like, that's like, you feel me? But that's Tom Brady. Because I've heard on a lot of like shows too. Like,
He gives up money for the teammates to sign.
yeah, facts. Like, he would take a cut. Like, I heard like he did that with
New England, he took a pay cut for years in New England.
Nah, he did that with Grunt.
Yeah,
Specifically, 'cause he
yeah.
was just like, yo, I need my boy, so he took like a certain pay cut that time that they won the championship.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing with AB. Like, he took that risk. He was like, yo, it's on me. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want this guy to play with us. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's the same thing with Grunt. Like, he came through too, right? If I'm not wrong.
Followed the Tampa Bay when Tom Wayne Gronk went.
And sorry out there, I'm not as
Yeah, he's not a football guy, but he's picking up. He's picking
you know what
up.
I'm saying? When I'm picking up. Like, I
Yeah.
watch it and
Yeah.
I love the sport, but I'm not as knowledgeable like I am with basketball shit
Yeah.
and soccer. My man Adams is just knowledgeable at everything, so.
Yeah, I
Like,
covered
sport
that.
wise, he's gonna come.
But you coming up in football.
Yeah.
You're coming up in football. I'm seeing that.
Yeah, but besides Tom Brady being the GOAT and all that, we got. But yo, your man Wilson went to.
Yeah, I just spoke on that. I think that's a good trade for both teams. I think Russell needed a good change of scenery, like I said. I think Denver's a good spot. I think Seattle did very well in that trade.
Yeah.
I also think, because I think they got a sneaky good young quarterback in Drew Lock, who I think didn't get a chance to play last year with Denver's good weapons.
Yeah.
He played the year before when they had less. I like him in Seattle. They added Noah Fant. They got a good young tight end, a really good young tight end. They got Shelby Harris, a D tackle, a good solid defensive tackle. They got first round picks. They got Locke, who I think could play well at quarterback, because you're giving him Fant and Disley at tight end. Rashad Penny was scorching hot at the end of the season. They re-signed him. They got two good wide receivers. They're probably going to draft another one this year. They're going to have a good wide receiver. Drew Lock's going to have a lot of weapons, and they got a good defense, Seattle. So I think Seattle did very well. I think Denver did well. I talked about Watson. I think he's going to do well in Cleveland.
You traded for Matt Ryan.
Yeah. I didn't like that they traded Carson Wentz. I know there was, people love to hate Carson Wentz for some reason, but Carson Wentz is nice. He had a bad game in that Jacksonville game at the end of the season. They didn't make the playoffs. It was a tough AFC fucking race. Okay? But Carson Wentz, they should have kept. You had 27 touchdowns, 7 picks, and people talking about he's terrible. No, he's not. The Colts just are a little bit thin on talent and defense. They don't have a, wide receiving core. T.Y. Hilton was always hurt. They had Michael Pittman, a second-year guy, who's pretty good. And what else do they have besides that? Not much. They have two decent tight ends, Ali Cox and Jack Doyle. Nobody's tripping over themselves for Mo Ali Cox or Jack Doyle. Jonathan Taylor had a great running game. But the passing for Wentz, if Taylor gets shut down, the Colts are in trouble. They don't got weapons like that. So now Wentz got traded to Washington. That was a good move for Washington. Matt Ryan got traded to the Colts because basically what happened was they were in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes hard, didn't get him, so then they knew they had to trade Matt Ryan because they kind of basically we're just trying to replace you. You've been our franchise quarterback for over 10 years, 12 years, took us to the Super Bowl, has had a very good career. We just basically danced with Deshaun Watson right in front of you, so now we got to get rid of you. So they sent Ryan to the Colts. They needed a quarterback because of Wentz. Marcus Mariota, the Browns. So now Baker Mayfield's on the trading block. Mariota signs with Atlanta, which I like. I like Mariota getting another chance, but I think Atlanta's going to draft the quarterback also now.
Hold on, sorry to cut you off. Who do you think is going to take a chance on Baker?
I don't know yet. I think somebody should. I think Baker's had a couple good seasons, a couple rough seasons. I think he was hurt this year. He played through an injury that a lot of guys probably wouldn't have played through. And he struggled through it. Where do I think Baker's going to go? I think the Texans should look at him. I think the Titans should look at him. I think he's an upgrade over Tannehill in that system. He already knows how to play in a run-based system, and the Titans play that. I think the Titans could look at Baker Mayfield.
How you feel about the Packers?
The Packers got Aaron Rodgers. I know they traded Devontae Adams.
How do you feel about that? I didn't say.
Okay, so Devontae Adams going to Oakland is a good move for Oakland. I think he goes to. They have a couple of good weapons over there too. Derek Carr's a really good quarterback, and I think now with Adams and Renfro and Waller. And, Zay Jones and Brian Edwards and a guy they draft, now they got the Raiders. But, the thing I liked about the trade for Green Bay was that Devontae Adams was their number one receiver, for sure. We know that. But they didn't really have a guy, number 2, that was close. They had a couple of guys that were decent, like Lazard and Scantling, but they weren't close to Adams. So teams were able to key on Adams in certain spots. And I think Rodgers, because the pecking order was not close, he always looked for Devontae on certain downs and certain things, and basically teams were able to adjust. They were able to start taking him away. He was throwing a lot to the running backs. I think actually, if you give Rodgers now 1 or 2 rookie, good young wide receivers to go with the guys they have, so there's really no main guy. It's just a group. I think Rodgers will get the best of him because he won't have to key in on one guy. I think Rodgers' greatness is having multiple guys he can throw to that he feels the same way about.
You think he got a chance at the chip next year?
So I think this actually may help Green Bay in the fact that Rodgers will have now a receiving core where he doesn't favor anyone, so he can just find open guy, and go through his progression. Whereas the way they had it was, Devontae was that guy, so certain situations he was programmed to throw to Devontae. He was going to throw to Devontae, by hook or by crook, and that worked against him. So when now he's going to have more of a receiving core where you don't really know who he's going to go to in certain spots. It's going to be, he might go to, you don't know, he might go to Stanley, he might go to the rookie, he might go to somebody, you don't know who's going to throw the ball. That might actually work in his favor because he's so talented that he likes, quarterback like him likes to be able to have equal weapons almost. So remember when they went to the Super Bowl? They had Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, James Jones, and what's the kid's name? The kid they got back, Randall Cobb. So you didn't know who he was going to throw the ball to with those 4 guys. They were equal parts. He might throw Jordy, he might throw James Jones, Greg Jennings.
But
So you did. That's where the balance was with him. So that's
they
where
didn't
he
have
liked
like the chemistry though. Like,
No, they didn't. They won the Super Bowl that year, and it's because they had very good receivers, but there wasn't like one guy who was so much better than anybody else. That's why it was so effective, because you didn't know who was going to throw the ball to. That's where he was really at his best. So that's why kind of maybe getting rid of Adams might be a blessing in disguise because of that, because it could unlock Aaron Rodgers a little bit. Adams was so much better than their other receivers that there was no reason to throw to those other guys on certain downs, which can play against you, like I'm saying. So I think it's another good trade, I think, for both teams. The Raiders paid a pretty penny for Adams, but he's worth it. He's one of the best in the league. Some people say the best. I say he's a top 3 receiver in the league, which is a big top 3 receiver in the league. That's big talk. So
the Rams run it back.
They can. I don't like them losing Von Miller. They traded Robert Woods, which was understandable. I like the Allen Robinson pickup. They don't really have to take Odell back now. You got Van Jefferson, you got Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp. They might draft another receiver. They did lose Von Miller. The tight end, I don't know if he stayed. He's okay. They need another tight end. They're going to go tight end or receiver in the draft, the Rams, or somehow. The defense is still good. It's still going to be good. I don't like them losing Von Miller, though, so I'm going to say no. I don't think they're strong enough to repeat. I don't even think they go back to the Super Bowl. I'm going to put that out my name, too. The Rams won't go back to the Super Bowl next year.
Good luck, LA. Yeah,
they'll be in the playoffs, but they won't go to the Super Bowl. Yeah. They'll get clipped. I don't like the 49ers losing Trent Brown in New England. That offensive lineman who's probably the best in football right now, they let him go to the Niners. That was a loss for San Francisco.
You think Cincinnati will be back?
I think they'll be in the playoffs again. They got a chance to even, because they added a couple of linemen. They're going to be right up there.
But then you got Mahomes on your back with the Chiefs.
Yeah, and I think they might slip this year. I kind of like they're in an unbelievably hard division. The Chargers, the Raiders, and the friggin' Broncos with Russell Wilson, that division just got really tough. That's a nasty division. That's why I like the Bengals, because their division's not as tough. And I also sneaky like the Titans still. The Bills. You gotta like the Bills in New England in the AFC.
The Bills, man.
Yeah, I kind of like the Bills too. The AFC's tough.
Bills, man.
The AFC's tough. Yes, I think the Jets are gonna be a little bit better this year.
Right.
Miami could be. I don't love Miami. I think Miami might fade a little bit. Unless Tua gets better, I don't know what the Tua situation at quarterback's been rough for them.
Yeah.
AFC's tough. AFC is tough.
Football's gonna be exciting this year.
Yeah.
We still watching basketball. We gave our opinions on who's going to the finals.
Oh, real quick, we're gonna do our next podcast. You'll see later on this week.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna do some boxing. We gotta do some boxing because we got big fights coming up.
And we can do a little history on it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to something.
Yeah,
but the next 6 weeks, amazing.
Yeah, comment down below. Next podcast we're gonna be talking about
Spence Ugas.
Yo, who's your favorite welterweight right now? Who's your favorite?
I just want to give the rundown. Spence Ugas.
Talk to him.
Valdez Stevenson. Canelo versus Bivol. Fury versus White. Sheesh. You know what I'm saying? There's probably something. Another fight I like. Charlo versus Castaño, which is coming up. Jermell Charlo. And who else is? Virgil Ortiz is fighting. But there's another other fight I'm missing. I get Usyk Joshua. I'm hearing that Usyk Joshua is on in June. But there's another fight coming up that I'm not thinking about. Canelo Bivol, 68. Oh, Triple G versus Murata.
Ooh, the return of
Triple G versus Murata.
The Big G, man.
Unification
Triple
fight
G.
too, yeah.
Triple G.
Triple G.
Yo, shout out to my guy Triple. Yo, that boy go hard, man. He's took a couple losses, but it hasn't been like the boys been getting knocked out because that man got a chin still.
Yeah, and there's a couple other fights too. There's also in the 154 division, Tim Tszew's fighting Gaucher, and I think Lubin is fighting the tall lanky kid. Who's the tall 6'6" kid at one?
What weight is
Fundora.
Oh.
Sebastian Fundora against Erickson Lubin. That's for all my hardcores out there. They know that's a good fight. But yeah, the next 6 weeks of boxing are crazy.
Listen,
so we're gonna get into
down
that.
below. Who are your favorite from different weight
147?
classes? From your different weight classes, Spencer.
I got Terrence Crawford's the best guy at 147.
Crawford, Crawford's that boy.
He's the best guy at
He's
147. I think Ugas might beat Spence. That's another thing I'm saying.
You got Ryan Garcia coming up.
I like at 135. I don't know what's going on with that, but the Lomachenko versus Kambosos fight for the belts.
Shout out my boy Lomachenko.
Yeah, Lomachenko's the best guy at 135 right now.
And like another weight class is kind of like is the heavyweight class, which is exciting, but it depends on what's going on. My man Fury is running that weight class right now.
Minnesota Vikings GM just texted me. You see that? Oh yeah, that's another story for another day.
Big
some of y'all know. Some of y'all know about
business.
that. What was I gonna say? Okay, for heavyweight, I like this Fury White fight. I think Dillian White might knock Fury out. I think he might shock the world and knock out Tyson Fury with a left hook. Remember I told you, left hook, Dillian White knocks out Fury mid-round. Left hook, upstairs, KO. White over Fury.
With Adam.
Pooh I see my boy Pooh Dangles is in the chat too. I seen him before. This for you, Pooh. White is knocking out Fury. Shout out to Pooh Dangles, big dog out in California, my man.
Sir.
Fury's not. White's knocking Fury out. I think he might even agree with that. What else? Hot take in the heavyweight division: Usyk Joshua. I hope they fight. I think Usyk wins again. I think it's going to be a much better fighter. I think it's going to be a better fight than the last one, which was good. I think it's going to be a fantastic fight. Anthony Joshua is going to fight his ass off.
Oh, I can't wait for the next Gervonta fight.
Gervonta's fighting who?
I don't know.
Oh, he's fighting soon. Wait a second.
Soon, yeah, but like
who's he fighting?
Sure. His last fight was really good.
Against Isaac Cruz.
Yeah, he's actually gonna fight. I think he's fighting Ryan Garcia.
No, he's not. Ryan Garcia is fighting Emmanuel Tago, who's not a bad lightweight. He's a solid guy, top 10 guy. So
let's go,
that's
Ryan.
not a bad fight. That's another fight coming up.
You talk a lot. You gotta start putting in that work. Start knocking some.
Another fight that's signed is Joe Smith Jr. in a unification fight against Beterbiev at light heavyweight. Ooh, that's a nasty fight. Beterbiev and Joe Smith Jr. at light heavyweight. Nasty. Whew.
Yeah. So, next podcast.
Yeah, next podcast we're going to do some boxing. We'll stay with NBA.
We might get that podcast this week.
Yeah, we are going to get it this week. We'll be
out. Get that podcast
probably
this week.
Maybe Wednesday, Thursday. We'll be out here.
And we live again.
All right.
My YouTube fan, please like, subscribe to the Critical Thoughts. Comment down below if you disagree with anything.
Disagree. I know they're going to disagree with some of my shit.
Tell us, because I'll be on the comments too. I'm watching y'all, so I'll be coming back. And then on the next podcast, on the next show, we're going to be shouting y'all out. Shout out to all my Facebook family that tuned in. Shout out to y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. Specifically who, Adam? Who's out there?
Jay. Yeah. I seen Kaz most of this. Mana. Ryan Diaz, my boy.
Jay.
From, I've known Ryan since he was a youngster.
Yes, sir. Salute
I seen, who else is in there? I saw Pooh was in there earlier.
Yeah.
Jay Maloney, big shout out. Shout out to Scott Cudhill out there.
Yeah.
Everybody else out there who fucks with me, you know who you are.
Yeah. Shout out to my people that's going to be watching us on YouTube, BillionaireSociety.com. You already know what it is. You got my man Adam Nee.
Oh, and we're going to show off your artwork in the next one.
Oh, yeah, facts.
He's got some new artwork, new logo, really put together, beautiful.
Yeah, we got that album dropping. Shout out my man Dondine and all that. Listen, Critical Thoughts, we in the building. My man Adam.
Peace.
Little Crow. Peace out.
Yes.